Hello everyone and welcome to this recording. Today's video is about Wolfenstein: The New Order and some of the goodies that I prepared for this game. I'll start with saying that I've recently played Wolfenstein Youngblood. It's the third game in the series, and from what I've read around the internet, the developers kind of took a break from the main story that they started in 2014. This one, Wolfenstein New Order, was launched to the public in 2014, so it's pretty old. I got it off Steam sale. It was pretty cheap there, and installed it, as well as getting Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, and some other games like The Evil Within and Rage. The reason I have them installed, all of these three, they are they were created with ID Tech 5 engine. I don't know exactly if the new Colossus uses the same engine, but I'll have a look around at it later. Because right now I'm going to talk to you a bit about my table. So, another reason why I have these two games installed, aside from Wolfenstein: The New Order, is the fact that you'll see that Wolfenstein: New Order doesn't have all of the uh, console commands available to the player because, well, that's what developers do. They remove content, even for single player games. So, that being said, I'm going to run the game, load up the map with the story progression I'm currently at, and I'll explain a bit what's going on. Um, One of the first things you need to know is the fact that this game has a console available, and in order to get to it, you'll have to press Control and tilde keys at the same time. That is a bit annoying for two reasons. The first one being the fact that Control is also bound to player crouching. So whenever you're pressing Control and tilde, you'll also see the player crouching or standing up and stuff like that, which is, like I said, annoying. Another reason for the console key being annoying is the fact that most of the times you'll see that pressing Control and tilde doesn't actually trigger the console, so you may have some misses in there. So let me just clear this out a bit. I'm playing on the hardest difficulty out there, and even so, there's no challenge for me in actually dealing with these guards silently. So if you're playing in stealth mode, you'll see that even on the hardest difficulty, you won't have a challenge in while playing the game at all. The guard's visibility cone is also reduced for some reason. If the difficulty increases, then the developer should have made them a bit more aware of your surroundings. But as you can see, well, I'm killing everyone around. Um, One more thing I noticed is this guy up top here is alive, and this commander, you'll get to kill him at some point during this mission. But once you get to the commander's room, this guy will be dead. You can see he's alive now. So I think it's a scripted trigger or something like that that um, basically kills the AI when you enter the room. The room has a door and the door is closed, so I think that's the trigger. Open the door, kill the AI, just leave the commander in there, and you'll find him close to a sink where he's washing his hands and stuff like that. But I'm digressing. So what we want to do first is press Control tilde, and as you can see, whenever I'm pressing these two keys, the player also does its dance. Okay, so I'm going to open my table, open the game process, open the table, and the first script that you see here is patch the console key to just tilde. So once you do that, you can, just press tilde till you drop dead, and you'll see the console showing up or hiding. And no more crouching. Okay, the next thing I want to talk to you about is some of the console variables. That's what CVAR stands for. Are archived in production mode. That's what the engine says. and some of them cannot be used in retail. For example, if I try to set G infinite ammo to 1, which will give you unlimited clip ammo, you'll see this happens. G infinite ammo cannot be set in retail. In reality, it can be set, but there's a flag in there that's being checked. That tells the engine not to set this console variable to 1 because, well, it's not available in retail. Then there is another console variable that I found lying around on the internet, which is G Perma God Mode. Let me show you what's going on with this one. So what it does is to set up a Boolean value to 1, and whenever the game loads or a map or you restart a map, the player will never lose God mode. As in, whenever you get hit, you'll not, well, you will receive damage, but your health up top, up to the bottom there, down to the bottom there, sorry, which is 120 now, will not decrease. So basically, you will not die. But once you press enter on this line that I'm showing on screen right now, you'll see that there is a warning, and then behind the console, you'll see a save symbol running around, as in something is being saved. What an archived CVAR stands for is the fact that whenever you're trying to use it, it will be stored into your config file. The config file is found in C users, your user, saved games, and then in the folder called machine games, which is the developer, Wolfenstein URL base, and then you have this. So when you press enter on that line in the console, given this is an archived console variable, you'll see that it will be added here down below. So let's try to do this. G Perma God Mode 1. You can see the symbol, and now if we take a look at this, scroll to the bottom, there it is. When the game adds this to the config file and you close the game at all completely, and then you restart the game, you'll see that whenever you're going into a mission, you'll have God mode enabled. There's a similar command, a similar CVAR, perma infinite ammo, which will also get set to 1 here. But maybe you don't want to play with infinite ammo anymore or with God mode. So the only means for you to disable these is to go into this file, remove the lines, save the file, and restart the game. Otherwise, I'm not going to save anything in here, but I'm going to show you that if I try to do gperma God mode 0, they're saving in the background, and I think, I don't know why. Oh yeah, so now it did work. Well, the last time I tried to do this, the game wouldn't reset the CVAR in this particular config file. So I basically was stuck with God mode enabled throughout my gameplay. Well, that being said, let's get back to the game. And what I want to show you is that if you enable the script called unrestrict CVARs, you will not see any warnings, and your variables will not be saved to the config file at all. So G infinite ammo, you can see the default is 0, the current is 0, and if we set it to 1, there's no complaining anymore. You can see it got set to 1. So you can actually set this console variable in retail mode. Gperma God mode is 0, set it to 1. You don't see any saving symbol in the background to the mid left side of the screen anymore, so it's not saved to the file. Let's check it. It's set to 1. Let's reset it to 0 and also set this back to 0 because, well, we cannot use it at this point in game because, well, we only have the knife. And that's pretty much it. That's what the unrestrict CVARs script does. It just makes the console variable act like they're not cheats, or they do work in retail, or they are not console variables of archivable type, if that is a word. Anyway, I'm digressing. So now to the goodies. As I was saying, there are some default engine commands like God, Noclip, and notarget. God gives you God mode. Since this is a session setting, if you go back to the main menu and load a game, you'll have to set it again because it will be toggled off. Well, by default, it will be toggled off because the engine reinitializes all of the structures. So the Boolean value that's being set, of course, is going to be reset by default. Noclip allows you to fly around and move through walls, and notarget basically renders you invisible. So I'm going to show you what the script looks like. In order for these to work, I had to understand how exactly the engine adds these commands to the console commands list. So I basically recreated this code, or well, studied it and recreated it here in order to add my commands to the list. And then I had to use other games like Rage or The Evil Within to rip the assembly code, basically the functions that are being executed when you type the command in the console. So this is what's being run for God mode. This is what's being run for Noclip. Well, if you need any details about how these work, I can get back to you if you drop me a private message. And this is notarget. And you can see here what they do. God enables God mode. Noclip disables collision detection for the player, and notarget disables the player as a target. So let's try run this, and let's go back in game and try to use, for example, Noclip. You can see the status there, Noclip on for player 0. So using spacebar or control key now allows you to move up or down, and then using the directional keys allows you to, oh, where was it? Oh yeah, here it is. Allows you to move around. An observation here, I think you're also not a target to AIs. As you can see, he's not seeing me. And also, while in Noclip, you're not able to perform stealth actions. You don't see any yep, there we go. You don't see any pop-up for me to stealth kill this guy. I did disable it. Well, I don't have God on, so God on for player. Let's go up again and see why it's important to have just the tilde key, because you can do this very fast. Okay, so let's jump again. There you go. No more health decreasing. Okay, take this, and let's take a look at what that commander is doing up top there. So I was going here, and then, as you can see, this guy is alive. So, what is the trigger? And this door is open, right? So let me just drop here. Okay. And let's go back running. Let's go up top here. And as you can see, the guy can actually see me, but I'm not dying. So F, and let's do the dirty dance. Okay. Let's also use notarget. It says notarget on for player 0. Now let's see if this guy sees or hears me. As you can see, he's pretty much clueless, handicapped, and stuff like that. So I think the trigger for that guy to die is the fact that you open these doors. So let's go back to that commander, and as you can see, the guy is dead now. Door is still open, and he's washing his hands. So, okay. This guy is oblivious. Since I'm not in Noclip mode, I can stealth kill him. And this one too. And then opening that door, and then running around, and then going outside, and then, well, no clipping. You can use Shift key to increase the movement speed, as you can see. So this is the normal speed, and then this is the run speed. Okay, I'm just fucking around here. Hey, I'm inside the robot. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum. Okay, so that's pretty much it about the table that you're seeing here. Quick recap, you have the console key now being activated with just the tilde key, so you don't really need to press Control tilde anymore. The console variables, if you want to use them, are available to you by just enabling the unrestrict cvars script, which will basically transform any console variable into a non-cheat one, non-archivable one, and non-retail mode one. And then you have enable God Noclip and notarget console command script. This one here that, well, you've seen what it does. So, happy playing, and we'll see each other the next time when I'm doing the Colossus game. For now, I just want to play this game because the story, I think, is very, very nice. I kind of enjoy the cutscenes that happen in the middle of your missions. They're well designed, and I pretty much like the whole feeling about it. So I just want to enjoy the game now that I have these available. And well, that's about it. Samim signing off. See you next time. Bye.